So, I bought one of these laser engraver kits from China, and I couldn't find anything useful on the internet to really see how well these things work and how good the laser actually is. So I'm gonna make some videos and just share what I found out by building one. There is no manual for building the engraver, and at the moment there is only one video showing how to even put this thing together. I had to watch it through like 10 times to be able to build it, and I do have some previous experience building similar extrusion machines like 3D printers. The biggest problem was that in that video you can't really see which size and type of screws you should use. Actually, there's now a new video made by a user inspired to make, and it's essentially the same machine but with smaller extrusions and weaker laser. Otherwise the parts look identical, and I assume the parts are exactly the same, including the controller. The problem with this video as well is just it's a quick build and doesn't really offer any details which help you to decide if you want to get one or if you have a trouble building one. But it has some good examples of what kind of engraving these machines can do, and you can see a ventilation box design as well. Now, these laser engravers are based on a diode laser, so it's the same stuff that the laser pointers use, just way more powerful, so they are very lightweight and easy to set up compared to these Chinese CO2 cutters. I have been using one of those cheap CO2 laser cutters, and they can be good for the price, but usually they need a lot of work to get them running, as you would expect, so they lack a lot of safety features, need some mirror aligning, the laser tube might get broken in shipping, and it's annoying to get a new one. But the biggest flaw is that the software for the laser is absolutely terrible. It's called Moshi Draw, and the only good way to fix it is to replace the whole controller board. However, this cutter that I have here, it actually seems to have some different board, so hopefully they have changed to a better design. Unlike the CO2 cutters, these diode laser engravers can be easily run with an open source CNC software called GRBL. It's an Arduino based setup, very similar to how most 3D printers are controlled. So you can just create a G-code with your favorite software and run it. For me, the most important thing was that these diode lasers have become powerful enough to actually cut through material and not just engrave. So I'm talking about cutting through 4mm plywood, and I've seen some people even cut acrylic with similar setups. The cutting size of this machine is about the size of A3 paper, so around 300 times 400 millimeters, which is bigger than the cheap CO2 lasers I usually have. And of course you can easily always scale it up just by longer extrusions, belts and cables. My machine had a eleks maker brand on the GRBL shield and on the motors as well. However, I managed to find the same controller with the name eleks GRBL Mini 1.6. And these ones also had the pin outs, so you know where to connect your cables. I haven't really tested the machine fully yet, because even engraving with a little power makes a lot of smoke and fumes. And I really need to make some kind of ventilation to this machine before I can start to cut some wood and other materials. So before buying an open frame machine like this, think about the ventilation a bit. Unlike 3D printers, this machine actually has a very clever belt setup. It uses half of the belt what you would use in a traditional bearing setup. You secure the ends of the belt to run through the extrusion, and then the bearings will keep it tight. On the next video, I'm going to talk about the electronics of this machine and how to set it up.